Hello, and welcome to another day of TA the Degen Way. I just wanted to hop on and take a look today at the price of XEN and maybe take a quick look at some of our upcoming Bitcoin targets. You can see on our trading view, Degen-Dynasty. We have several forecasts up based off the current momentum. And let's take a look at some of these. First, I'm looking at XEN. Now, XEN is a personal favorite. It is up about 150% over the last 3 weeks. And if we look at the recent forecast I just posted, what I'm looking at is the potential for a bounce here and continue the same momentum, hopefully to the upside and to the 13135 area. Looks like about 5 zeros in front of that. And let's just pop right into the chart and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So this is the daily chart. Let's pull up our oscillator. I don't have the oscillator on. So what do I have here? So we have the daily chart. Here we have the low. We have a higher low and then obviously a higher high, and we are now forming a pretty common bull flag style pattern. The technical target for a bull flag is just taking the flagpole. Which, brings us up pretty darn close to what I'm looking at. Now, the Gann box that is on here, my personal style of TA is looking for equal proportions in time and price change. And I believe it's the fundamental reason why TA looking at past price action even works, because there was an equal proportional relationship in time and price, but that could have arranged itself in many different ways. And when you're using it to forecast, all you can really do is, like a good chess player, lay out some of those options based on, those equal portions based off of what exists to give you areas of interest in the future, and then just apply basic strategy. And I find it to be highly effective. And if you like that style of TA, you should come into our free Discord group, the link in the description. So what I'm looking at here is based off the idea that, when you do your TA on past price action, you see these equalities. Well, it's because there is equalities. So if we take what exists already and express some of the possible potential qualities out in the future, we come up with areas of interest, and then you just have to trade the price action accordingly as it unfolds. So here we have the low. Here's the high of our first price there. So I'm taking this Gann box and I'm taking the 382 time mark and I'm putting it at that high, and I'm putting the high price also there. We could adjust this down to smaller levels, but this here is probably the largest that this will expand, probably accumulate some more, then hopefully rip again, but just taking this in stages as it is growing. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for a change in trend. We're looking for a change in trend here, and now we're looking for a change in trend here. We have this curve working its way up. And so what are we looking for? We're looking for, as price comes down to this curve, is this bull flag going to break to the upside or to the downside? And as you can see, it's looking kind of bullish, to me this looks bullish. But then again is a low liquidity play. It's a 100% capital risk, and what I'm looking for is we have this nice big bull flag up. is catching the low of this bull flag and where it might occur. This curve is not drawn very accurately. I suppose it's from the daily and we're down on the hourly. So let's put that curve in a little better there. There we go. But according to our time cycle, we should be looking for a change in trend. Let's go ahead, now that we're on the hourly, adjust our Gann box a little closer. There's the actual low. There's the actual high, so that's all good. And then look at what we got right here. You know, a bounce. And hopefully it continues and we work our way up to this 135 area. Be a nice 150% gain. Now on the longer term, you know, we can take some of these ideas, and this area here is also the 50% retrace of this past high, and kind of approaching that golden pocket area of 0.5 to 0.618. So that's what I see on the Zen chart. Past that, you know, I mean, it maybe halfway up here at the 75% mark, it might see some distribution, or maybe we see some really high prices. But I will be looking in these areas for distribution and hopefully reaccumulation that signals continuation to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing on the Zen price. If you like this kind of TA, you should join our free Discord group. And now let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we've got a few projections out there. My last one, I'm looking at a possible high at 88 to 92,000, and another one at about 75,000. So if we go to this one, here we see more on the daily, and as prices coming up, we got this nice curve. We have this nice bull flag forming, and the scale on the right here is an octave scale, taking this first initial range. This was distribution / accumulation, and then continuation. And this is the rate of change as it goes up, and you can see these equal proportions. You know, here you have resistance, resistance flipped into support, resistance flipped into support, resistance, hopefully going to be flipped into support, and then you have resistance again at the $75,000 to $78,000 area. Now, one thing I didn't add to this chart was another block that comes up, and typically what happens when a trend ends, you move halfway into a range, you come down for support, but break through, come back up and retest it, and reject, which is why I'm leaning slightly more towards a higher price, while the $78,000 area, $75,000 area may be this 5 ace area. If we were to break higher, a half a range above, we could be looking at something a little bit higher in the $92,000 area. We're here, I'm applying the same principles. We got the curve coming up, but again, I've also added this Gann box where we're taking this cycle end at 382 and this low to this high for the 382, and we're seeing a trend change right here. And we got that. We got support and resistance lining up very nice. And then right here at our April projected break of trends, you know, sometime from maybe the first week of April to April 20th, distribute, possibly start a downtrend. Maybe it's the top. I mean, I have no idea. Hopefully it turns into what we've seen at 30 to 32,000. Distribution / reaccumulation. And so, I mean, that's what I'm looking at on this. I'm looking at when I take this Gann box and expand this to the upside, it gives me very nice correlation in the $92,000 area. So I mean, 75,000 is pretty solid. It definitely 70, 75,000, 88, 85,000 right in that area, 90, 92,000, all good areas to take profit and hopefully potentially get an opportunity to reaccumulate and continue. Or if we look back at some of our older Bitcoin projections, we also have a time cycle ending. This projection is from June 15th of last year. And if we open this up, we have a time cycle. And if you want to know how I draw these time cycles using this method, there's a past video called Fibonacci time, I believe. And that shows you how I draw these trend time cycles. Well, if we press the play button, we're approaching this time cycle of 62 weeks. It took 62 weeks from the high to the, not the low, to the break of trend. Here it took 67 weeks from the high, not to the low, but to the break of trend. We had another 67-week cycle and another 69-week cycle. Here we have a 62-week until the break of trend. We have a 62-week cycle. Markets tend to cycle in three directions: up, sideways, and down. And, maybe we get a power accelerated move to the upside, but we do have this date approaching. Excuse me. And we have one more slightly older forecast that let's see, right here from March 16th of last year, that is highlighting the rate of change here. And all these charts are on our TradingView page under Degen-Dynasty. If we press the play button, we all know where the price is. It's up here. But what's being highlighted on this chart is from the birth of the Bitcoin chart until now is this diminishing rate of returns, where if you draw a line on a log scale from bear market low to bull market high, bear market low to bull market high, same thing, bear market low to bull market high, each of these are 15 degrees apart. 75, 60, this is off by 3, but 48, 45 would have been right on the money, 30, so I mean, if you project this rate of diminishing returns out into the future, which is why you get a curve, because it's happening at a rate with some degree of consistency. Well, the next one would be 15 degrees, where you come up and you put in a high and just range like no tomorrow. Or maybe Bitcoin sees its first reversal. When you're looking at this on a small time frame, price comes up, it rounds over into a flat top, and either it reaccumulates and breaks out, or it retraces. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. I'm looking at the $75,000 area. I'm looking at the $88,000 to $92,000 area, or the potential for a blow-off top into this $125,000, $135,000 area. And really, the top is unknowable. It is unpredictable. Bitcoin is something that we do trade on a daily basis. In our Discord group, you're welcome to join us. Link in the description. And I discuss how I forecast in there daily. But if you like this kind of content, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, trade well.